call came in as a building fire. Due to the address, we knew that the building was a duplex. Sounded like a good call when it came in. Fire next to an existing address, which to me indicates you've got somebody that's woken up and seen fire or has evidence of fire. We rounded the corner to 90th Terrace. From about 2 blocks out, I could see heavy fire. I reported heavy fire conditions. Pulled up on the scene. I knew at that point we were in a defensive fire mode due to the fact that we had full involvement of one side of the structure. I had a lady come up to me on my 360 and tell me initially that there was a car that should have been there that was not there. So that was good news for me, knowing, okay, generally speaking, there's not a car there. Within about 10 or 15 minutes, PD was able to track down for Chief Wernicke, the residents, and let them know that everybody was accounted for from that structure. My goal at that point was to contain the fire to one side of the duplex. We did send Engine 42 in to confirm that the residents were out of the exposure. The fire had not made it to the side B exposure. Our initial fire attack plan was to take a 2.5 CAFS line and an 1.75 CAFS line and make a rapid fire attack from the outside and contain the fire and then suppress the fire. As we began to work on this fire, I was really surprised that the fire did not suppress immediately. We at that point engaged another 1.75 line and began to flow through another window. And we had the Lenexus crew come in and take a 4th hand line in to the side B exposure and hold the fire. We would get a good knockdown, and as soon as we would move the line from one area to another, you'd see the fire rapidly build back up. And I've seen this before, and I immediately assumed that this was a hydrocarbon fire. In other words, we had some type of accelerant involved in this. Because anytime you're flowing a 2.5 and you get initial knockdown and then you go to move your line and it literally flashes back up. It wasn't a flame up, it was like a flashing back up. There's something going on there. There's an additional fuel load. We worked for about 35 minutes, finally got the fire knocked down. One of the things we did was we took the side B exposure, due to the fact that we couldn't go in initially, and they began to remove sheetrock and was able to hit the fire from the side B exposure from inside the other duplex. What's important to note before you do that is you've got to have very good ventilation set up, and we were able to keep all the products in combustion, especially the hydrocarbons from the accelerant, from entering the side B exposure. And Lenexus did a great job and got a good fire knockdown. PD had notified us that there had been some calls to that house before, so we kind of categorized this fire as something that we needed to get some investigators on the scene. And Chief Wernicke got the investigators ordered. The biggest thing was we did really well with Lenexus. Working with Travis Vaughn, working with Lenexus crew, it's really neat to see the crews working together. We had to put a lot of CAFS on this to get this fire suppressed, and it was excellent teamwork. We did actually call in 2 extra companies to come in and help do the overhaul, because we had extensive overhaul. Engine 41 and Engine 424 came down to assist us, so we appreciate the help.